I can't believe it. Football, by the hell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the magnificent 24/7 Reds podcast. I'm your host, Killian, and I have my co-host, Benno. Benno, how are you? Good evening, bro.
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. How are you?
Oh, good. How was the Panto? We missed you the last day, bro.
It's behind you. It's behind you, mate. It's incredible, mate. To be fair, it gets better every year. It's a great day out with the whole family, and there's a little bit something for the kids, for the nephews, and obviously the adults as well. So it's yeah, really really good, and already looking forward to next year's one. But anyway, welcome, boys. How are we all?
All good, all good.
Fucking beautiful.
I'm tired, but I'm good.
There we go. The X-rated stuff has started already.
Just to fill in our viewers and listeners, the reason Philo is tired, because he was at Wigan last night. Philo, how was it?
Yes, bro. I think you've all seen it on the TV last night. It was absolutely bouncing. 7,000 Man United fans, all in harmony, just enjoying a typical FA Cup away game. Obviously, it was quite local. And let's put it this way: there's more than 7,000 fans in that stadium. A lot more, and a lot more without any tickets as well. So yeah, it was bouncing, it was rocking. We silenced the Wigan crowd. Not that they'd done a fat lot anyway, but yeah, cracking day, cracking game. Rolled in at 1:30 this morning. Up for work at 6. Bosh, done and dusted. Into the next round.
I love the FA Cup, man.
Living the dream, Philo, living the dream. Big up to 58 as well that were there, and all the rest of the boys, TRA and all the rest. Big up, all love, and best away fans in the fucking world, bar none.
Yeah, big shout out to Steve. He was there last night, right next to me, mate.
Steve, hope you're well, brother.
Steve-o.
Hope you got home safe, all good. So, let's kick it off, boys. Benno, take it away.
Yeah, so today we're just going to. It's not going to be a loads of talking points tonight, really. Just to kind of give you a bit of a heads up of what we are going to discuss. So obviously a bit of post-match reaction for the Wigan game last night. With it being FA Cup, we've got to talk about the draw for the next rounds. What tasty fixtures there are out there, and what these the draw kind of means for some of these teams that are still involved. We're going to look ahead to the Spurs game. We have got a small clip. We've actually got a Tottenham fan involved with this one. So we're going to be playing a small clip from him. And then we're just going to kind of go into a bit more of a look at more the speculation side of things, look into the January transfer window, where things have kind of gone so far, where we see things going. And then, of course, as we get for you listeners every single week, we're going to do a little drum roll, and Chase is going to cup his ears. And he's going to drop his "Can you hear me now" bomb. I can see he looks a bit nervous about it tonight, though. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. But yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, let's go from there. So we might as well go around the table, to be honest, on this one first. So we might as well see. Phil, we'll go with you. You've kind of summarised it a bit there, but we might as well start off with you, mate. You were there first hand. I know you got Rashford to turn around and smile for Chase as well. Tell us about last night's game, mate. What were your thoughts, positives, negatives, and yeah?
I think it wasn't the best of games, but I think it just shows that. It's what I've been saying from the beginning of the summer transfer window. We are desperate for a seasoned striker. Because let's face it, the first half we could have literally buried them. We could have been 5-0 up. I think we hit the post or the bar twice, from what I can remember. In terms of gameplay, I think the only person I can really, there's two people I can pick out that I really was impressed with last night was Garnacho. Absolutely. I'm coming to you for this, Chase, and just bear with me on this one. And the one and only Kobe Mainoo. Mate, you can watch him on TV as much as you like. When you see him live and he's orchestrating that midfield like he did last night live, it is spot on. He levels above all of our midfielders. He completely bossed. He looked so composed. He distributed the ball. He defended. He was box to box, everything you could wish for in a midfielder. He produced it last night.
He's who Philo. He's who fucking Amrabat should be, bro. That's what we bought Amrabat for, and Kobe's showing him up.
No, we bought Amrabat for the hype. The fan
He
bought
did
Amrabat.
chase Mbappe though. He did chase Mbappe, and that's a big thing to go on your CV.
We brought Amrabat in because he's still chasing Mbappe.
He's still chasing who? Mbappe.
I'm going to drop a "Can you hear me now?" I'm going to go in early with this one. Chase, I've literally just said that about a minute ago.
Say that
I've got
again.
one. But
What time is it that side, bro? He hasn't woken up yet, pal.
Yeah. But now, carry on, Phil. Sorry, mate. Go on.
so the other person that I've called out was Alejandro Garnacho. That is what you want from your right winger. Not the bullshit that Anthony does. He literally attacked that right wing. I can't remember a game where one of our wingers performed like that last night. And guess what? He crossed it in with his opposite foot on his right foot. That is what a winger should do, and that's what a winger should be producing.
Hold the phone there. Garnacho's right-footed, bro.
He
plays on the left as well.
with both feet.
He was going with both. He was going with both.
But can I just join in? He looked like Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. It was incredible.
You know who reminded me of last night? Andrei Kanchelskis. He just literally got the ball, attacked, dribbled at them. He was tough. He was direct. Crossed it, went for shots, went for goals.
I do have to say one thing I think we're seeing in this modern day and age is wingers like old school wingers that we're used to getting into the box, crossing. They're a dying breed. They're a dying breed.
They are. They have been for a while. That's when all these your three attacking players came into place. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it shouldn't be tried. I can't remember the last winger we had that produced runs, dribbles. He was shooting from all angles. He was crossing it into dangerous areas. I can't remember the last player that done that.
You're probably looking back, realistically. You're probably looking back at the likes of Nani. He's probably the last one we could probably. That's more of the orthodox side of things. I mean, we've said about Garnacho for a while, haven't we? Where play him on the right hand side and just see what he does. And I think for me, he was so unpredictable last night. But then even the direct stuff of just dropping his shoulder and getting the ball in the box. And I think Erik ten Hag's in a bit of a conundrum now because we all know we're not going to get into the debate on Rashford, but we all know his best position is on that left hand side. Garnacho was also the best player we'd had on that left hand side. But right now, he's the best attacking player in that lineup. And it just shows, I think, with the talent of the boy, is that he's now being put in his, I'm not going to say he's out of favour position, because he's not old enough to have a set in stone position. But that to me shows the talent of the boy, because he can just adapt his game and be as effective as he was.
I don't think it's just the talent, but I also think it's the drive. I think it's the drive. I think it's the drive, the hunger, the fight. You know what? Put me anywhere you want across that front three. I'll make it happen, Gaffer.
I'll tell you what.
That's what I liked about last night. It was just nice to be in the stands and watch and enjoy watching two players that really want to just get on with the game and just take it to them. I ain't seen a performance like, but yeah, the performance wasn't great. I can admit that, but. If we'd gone 5-0 up at half time, nobody would be saying the performance was crap.
No.
Yeah. And it could have been 5-0.
Well, it could have been 6-7-0, but and I don't really want to say this, and it really pains me to say it, but I'm starting to question Højlund's finishing, and that's purely because of his age.
Yeah.
Let's come to that later on, bro. But
one thing I want to see now. Right, because I know we chat shit with Chase about Anthony and stuff like that, right? I do think there's a player in there.
Definitely.
I want to see Anthony go, fuck this. I want to see Anthony on the left. I want him to try Anthony.
I've said it for a long time, and there's no doubting the kid has talent. He has talent. He's got the fight. He's got the passion. You can see it when he's on the pitch. But I want to see him on the left. I want to see him what he could do on the left. Be direct. And we've seen it a couple of times that he was on the left, put in some nice balls. I want to see him directly on the left. What can he do?
I think the problem you're going to get with Anthony though is I don't see how he starts a game.
Can I throw a curveball to all yous? Play one, bench one, sell one. Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony, and Diallo.
Can I just finish my piece of Caleb, and then we'll go to that question? Is that right?
Bro, no, you can't. Cars, go for it.
Twat as usual.
It's another violation.
A big shout out.
We'll send you the ticket afterwards. Don't worry.
You can sit down. The one thing I've got to say about last night is, and I've tweeted this yesterday. We may not have the best football team currently. We may not have the best stadium. We may not have the best owners. But my God, do we have the best away fans going? My God.
That's
the atmosphere was cracking last night.
It was rocking. We could hear it on the screen, bro. It was rocking. So any fans, and we touched upon this before the pod. I've seen some tweets go out that the fans were shit last night. Any United fans that thought the fans were shit last night, you're not a fucking fan. Get fucked.
So yeah, go back to your question then, Killer.
So we can, play one, bench one, sell one. Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony, and Diallo. Let's whip around real quick because I'm conscious that we want to get our thoughts on the game. Benno, Daza, Philo.
Hang on, you gave three options, but 4 players, was that?
Yeah, just you can do whatever you want with the fourth, bro. You can date the fourth, bro.
Right. Okay. So I'm keeping Garnacho.
No. Starting. Who do you start?
Who am I starting? Oh, Garnacho right now.
Right.
Garnacho right now. Are we doing selling now?
Bench. No, it was keep. It was start.
Jesus, let him do it. It doesn't matter which way.
Play bench.
Go on.
So keeping or starting Garnacho. I'm selling Anthony. I'm keeping Rashford.
Of course.
And obviously you said Amad Diallo. Yeah, he's just in and around, isn't
he? English bias as usual, but go on, Daza.
The really hard one, right? Because I love youth products at Man United. I love it, but I think I'm keeping Garnacho. I'm playing Garnacho, and I think I'd take the money for Rashford. I'd take the money for Rashford. But by the way, let me temper that. Sell Anthony too. I'd take the money for both of them.
Well,
I don't think both of them. I think there's good players in both of them, but I don't think they're good enough for Man United standards.
You know what, Does if you said to me tomorrow, we're gonna play Spurs at the weekend, we're gonna have Garnacho on the left and Diallo, just for an example, on the right wing, I'd be fucking excited. Or Garnacho on the left and Pellet. I know I didn't bring up Pellistri, but
I hate myself for saying it because I loved Rashford when he was busting on the scene. I loved it. I don't know, his game's changed. I don't know, they touched on it yesterday.
When he burst on the scene. How many years ago was that, bro?
What? I know who's calling Daza the Benjamins.
I know. I think there's more to it than that. To be fair to him, I think there's more to it than that. To be fair to him.
Talking like Rashford's done nothing.
No.
Go on.
That's why I hate myself, Phil, because I think he's got the ability to be an absolute superstar, and we just don't see enough of it. That's the only thing. We just don't see enough of it.
What separates the best players in the world from the good players in world football? Bang on.
Two words for me: consistency and simplicity.
Yeah.
Roy Keane was the most simplest player. Pass and move. Win the ball back, pass and move. That was it. Fucking monster.
I hate myself, man. I feel as though I've went against like a youth product, but I just...
Yeah, here, listen, Dazzy, you're talking too much. Chase.
Cheers.
Well, I'm going to start Garnacho. I'm going to bench Anthony. And adios, Rashford. Bye-bye.
Am I allowed to say there's a South American bias now, or are you only allowed to say that when there's a UK
you
player
know what?
involved?
You know why you can't say that? He's Central America, bro. You got to learn the geography, bro. Mexico is in the fucking Central America, bro. Well, yeah, no, of course you can.
You
Of
know
course
what?
you can.
You know what, Benno? I'll send you a map, bro.
No, but here, the thing
Mate,
is...
by the way, that map, how long am I going to have to wait for that? You going to do that now, or are you going to send it a bit later on?
You know, I'll send it in, you know what I'll do? I'll send it in Rashford's goodie bag while he's sitting on your lap.
Yeah, that's fine. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
No, on a serious note, of course we're going to have bias. Of course we're going to have preferences. And that's cool. And that's why we're here to fucking discuss it and shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. Go on, Philo.
So I'm starting Garnacho, obvious. I'm benching Rashford. And I'm sunning Anthony. And I'm subbing a super sub, Ahmad. Now, I'm going to give context to my argument. This is no... I'm not... You've all... Not Benno and Chase have kind of give digs at each other with their little choices, but I'm going to give context to mine because I haven't seen enough from Anthony. Now, granted, he hasn't been at the club as long as Rashford, but with that comes... I know what Rashford can do. I know what he's capable of. I don't know what Anthony's capable of. I don't know what he can do. I don't know how good he is yet. I haven't seen enough in the 18 months he's been with us to make me think, do you know what? Yeah, you're the one for me. Now,
Scored the best goal that's ever been scored against Edison at the empty head.
the best goal that's ever been scored. Are you nuts?
Against Edison.
And what does that win us though?
No, I'm just saying, bro.
I don't know. I'll have to check the keepers on that one, but I think Andros Townsend gets that one. If anybody remembers that one on the volley, I don't think anything's beating that.
No, I can pick one out straight.
That was a rocket, bro. Rocket.
I can pick one out straight away. Rashford's free kick against Chelsea.
Was Edison in goal, bro? I think some of the boys didn't get much.
I think it was you know what I think it was? I think it was a towel boy.
Some of the boys haven't had much sleep and I let them away with it. They're not really on fire tonight.
I've just
I think to be fair, what Phil's saying there, he is bang on there. To be honest with you, because we've seen what Rashford can do, and you know people argue that he's on that dip and stuff like that. Anthony, I'll be honest, I can't say I watched loads of Ajax before we signed him. I think anyone that says they worshipped Ajax left, right, and centre is lying as well. He's a YouTube player, effectively. You see it and you're excited by him, and unfortunately, we're not seeing it. And so I think we can go with. I just don't think
he's got to grips with the English game yet.
No.
And yeah. I will admit there is a player in there. There is, but I haven't seen enough of it yet for it to convince me to keep him.
Just so Phil doesn't completely hate me for choosing to sell Rashford, I would temper that. Like I said, I would sell both. I would sell Anthony as well for the exact same reasons. We don't see enough. We don't see anything. So yeah,
I'm just gonna jump in and finish this off, and then we go back to the predictions. So start Garnacho, bench Anthony, sell Rashford, and have Amad Diallo on the bench. The reason behind this, I don't think he's cut out for it mentally. Rashford, I'm sorry. I wish he was, and I wish I trusted him, and I wish I had faith in him. I fucking don't. I don't anymore. I've seen way too many games where the head's dropped and the body language is just not acceptable for me. So that's all I say.
Can I ask one question to the group?
Yeah.
Rewind back to 21-22 season.
Okay.
When Rashford was doing the exact same thing that season.
Yeah.
Right. Think about your thoughts, what your reactions were about Rashford at that point in time.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you they're mirroring the ones that you've got now. Now bounce back to 22-23 season, i.e. last season. What were your thoughts last season?
I'll take this one. I was quite happy to sell him. I was delighted he was scoring loads of goals, but I said it in the space, and I got absolutely destroyed for it. Right at the start when Spacey started, that I always felt Rashford's like a purple patch player, and I didn't think he had the consistency for us for what we need. And my worry would be if he doesn't score, when he doesn't score goals, he doesn't really contribute anything. And then I get absolutely destroyed because he scored 30 odd goals, and I get that.
The way I've always looked at it, I have nothing against Rashford,
and I love him, by the way. Let me
I think when I saw him come onto the scene, I had high hopes for him because I thought he had something special to offer. But for me, he's become the contract player. What happened last season? He was up for a contract, right? You can disagree, agree or not. But he's been here 8 seasons. Last year was his first season of a 30-plus goal season. Last year. 8 seasons he's been with us, right? And he's, 26, 27? Getting up there? Close to it?
I'm just going to jump in. It's going to be very fucking controversial here. We wouldn't be discussing this if he wasn't English, bro. He'd be fucking gone. I'm sorry. That's a fucking...
So how's Martial still here then?
But we ain't talking about him. No, none of us want him.
We could all agree he would be gone. How many? But we're talking about the English bias here.
It's subconscious.
I think where I want to go back on this one though is I think the problem is though, and Chase, I'll be honest, I'm going to come at you here. The problem is when you say sort of something like this about Rashford, you have done in previous weeks gone by. You've brought up Anthony to back it up. Like, have your opinion on Rashford, but you can't compare. You're trying to compare the two when there's no case of an argument. Like,
but to be fair,
you can say they're both shit, and they both should go. You can't be sort of saying like, oh, Anthony should do this and that, blah blah blah. What was it after the Notts Forest game? One goal since April. One goal since April.
For me, one comes onto the pitch, shows a little passion, fights. The other just stands there like a fucking statue. So,
let's move on. We've got the FA Cup to talk about. To be quite honest with you, because I think we're gonna go around in circles here. So we've had Daz's Phil's reaction. Dazza, tell me about last night, mate. See if you can. We'll try and keep this a bit more condensed to what we have been. But yeah, tell me about last night. So I want to hear everyone's thoughts on this one.
So I just love the FA Cup, and I seen some stuff on Twitter today saying it wasn't a very good game. What do you want? Do you know what I mean? We won the game. We got through. It's the FA Cup. It's a knockout, man. We got through. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. The fucking away fans were amazing. They didn't stop from minute 1 to the last second. I loved it. I mean, the game was poor quality, but in a knockout situation, you just want to get through. So we got through. I'm fucking delighted that we got through. And that's all I'm going to say.
We weren't under any threat at all, though. We didn't need to be on point last night.
Nana made one save, one really good save. And that we were in total control. I thought we were in third gear the whole way through. I think if they'd have got a goal, we had another 2 gears to go to. Even as shit as we are, I think we had another 2 gears to go to. So I didn't think we were... I thought we were in complete control. It was a good workout for the boys. And we move on to the next round.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in here. Yeah, I'll be honest, I have to agree there. I think we speak about the magic of the FA Cup and wanting to see youngsters playing and stuff like that. Now, we've got what 2 games this month, so you need to keep the blood in the legs. So he was always going to go full strength, and with a manager that is arguably under pressure as well. We spoke about this last night. He can't afford not to lose, not to win. Sorry. Now, I think an ideal scenario, as we said, is you get 4 or 5 goals up by half time, then you bring all the kids on and so on. But at the end of the day, to summarise, it's through to the next rounds. It's a comfortable win. Johnny Evans again for me, I thought was quality at the back again. And yeah, the FA Cup, that's what it's all about, winning games. It ain't about looking pretty. It's just about getting on the getting next step further.
I think that's the. I'll just want to step in here a little bit. I think that's the misconception of a lot of people. Is they want it to look pretty. They want to dominate 5-0. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes you just got to dig deep. If you get a goal, 2-0, 1-0, no matter who else, but it could be against fucking Wrexham. It could be against Notts County, whoever the fuck it is. In the FA Cup. You need win. A W is what matters at the end of the day. Whether you win pretty or not, it's a fucking win.
Chase, can I ask a question? Being an overseas fan, how do you view the FA Cup? What does the FA Cup mean to you?
For me, I mean, obviously, growing up, a United supporter since I was young, it's 2 of the most special trophies for me: the Premier League and the FA Cup, because it's something and to be honest, a lot of people look at overseas fans and supporters saying they know fuck all or this and that. Excuse me, but they don't know how long I've been supporting the club just as much as anyone else. Just because I can't fly over there on a daily basis to go to a match doesn't make me less of a supporter than you. And it doesn't mean that a cup, something as special in our history, is less than you or the match day going fans.
Where does it chase?
I know what times this motherfucker gets up at to watch the games as well. It's unbelievable. I did it when I lived in Mexico. Like, you get up at crazy hours. And it's dedication, bro. It's dedication. You get a couple hours and you go to work the next day. It's nuts.
It's just interesting to see people's perceptions of the FA Cup, because obviously in England and UK and Ireland, it's the magic of the FA Cup. It's indoctrinated into your blood, but it's just interesting to see people's views on it from different parts of the country.
One, I think, is if you know football and you follow it and you follow your club, there's a rich history, and it's not only just following your club, but the FA Cup is a rich history. Brings a lot of joy, love, happiness to the game.
Yeah. I said it in the last pod, Phil, you weren't on the last pod, and I, at the point I was saying this, I was like, I wish Phil was here, because I've been to a couple of FA Cup finals and semi-finals with Man United, and I said to the boys, there is nothing like Man United in an FA Cup final at Wembley. Yeah. There's literally nothing like it. The Champions League's close. The Champions League's close. The Champions League's there, right? It's just the European Cup, right? But see, domestically, there is nothing like Man United in an FA Cup final. It is
domestic cups all the way from there.
Oh,
it's magic.
For me, I get people want the European Champions League. Yeah. For me, it's whatever. For me, it's domestic.
Bread and butter's home.
For me, it's the Premier League and the FA Cup all day, every day of the week. I'd rather win the FA Cup than win the European Champions League. But that's just me, because I feel it's a lot more special to win the FA Cup than it is a European Cup.
I don't know about that, bro, but all right.
Like I said, you don't have to agree with me, but
no.
Fair enough.
I don't think Killian is.
I got a text off Jono there saying he hates how unappreciated the FA Cup is. It's all about the money now and top 4 for Champions League and the moolah, so It's
the problem is though, and a lot of this all comes down to the governing bodies, unfortunately, because there's that many fixtures on nowadays and stuff like that. You look at Man City, who've just got back from the Club World Cup. There was the scrutiny. Do you remember the treble year when we wanted to pull out of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think that's where it becomes a problem now. There's that many games going on where, no disrespect to some of these smaller teams, but if Man United were playing, Liverpool the Sunday just gone, and we're playing Arsenal away on Saturday coming up, and we had the game midweek, you're not going to play the team. You're going to rotate, aren't you? You're going to play a lot of the young lads because where's your priority for it? And unfortunately, as we've kind of touched upon, there's a much more financial better reward for finishing the top four nowadays than there is for winning the trophy.
Yeah.
I think the moment they took the semi-finals away from neutral grounds ruined it for me.
Yeah.
So
look at Spurs' new stadium. It looks great and fair play to them and all the rest, but it's a fucking commercial stadium now. It's bullshit.
And that's what I don't want Old Trafford to turn into.
Exactly. I'm just gonna chime in here real quick with my thoughts on the game. Thought the game was actually very entertaining. I think what came out of the game for me yesterday, a few points. In my opinion, Eric Ten Hag needs to revolve his whole team around Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Mainoo. That's my opinion. I think whoever he brings in, you revolve that team around them two players. I thought Garnacho, that was the best I've ever seen Garnacho. He reminded me of Cristiano Ronaldo. That cross that he crossed in for Haaland, the header that hit the bar, that reminded me of the comeback win at Goodison for Van Nistelrooy's header that Cristiano Ronaldo put in. It was fucking mirrored, that ball. I want to see that every week now. That left-footed strike that hit the bar looked like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's our best attacker. He's our best winger by a fucking mile. I wish we could clone the fucker. He is magic. And then Kobe Mainoo. I don't even have words for Kobe Mainoo. He's just.
I think Kobe's insanely good.
Amazing.
And I'm trying to temper my excitement for Kobe, right? Because I've not really been posting about him. I think Kobe Mainoo is beyond special.
When do we think he's going to win the Ballon d'Or then?
Next year.
Let's shelve that for another one.
I think Frankie de Jong stays there because we've got Kobe Mainoo.
A possibility. It's a possibility. Jono just texted me again. 2025, boys.
I would.
No pressure, Kobe.
You want to shore up your midfield. You bring in Frankie with Kobe.
That'll ruin him.
Just before I finish up with my thoughts on the game, we could have fucking battered them, and I don't want to say it, but I echo Philo's sentiments with Raz at the minute. But it's not his fault. We have to make that clear. It's not Rasmus Højlund's fault that there's so much pressure on him. But I hate to say this, and I'll probably get pelted for it. He looked like Forlan last night, bro. He looked like he couldn't score in a whorehouse. Don't go to whorehouses ever. I've never been either.
That's where you met Forlan.
Of course.
No,
not since last night anyway.
You what?
Not since last night anyway.
No,
Another violation.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the game. Could have battered them. We got the win. We're next. We're through, and we're into the fourth round. Happy days.
And that's exactly where we're going now. I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes now just talking about obviously the next draw.
This is a magical draw, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Newport County or Eastleigh away from home. Dazza, I want to go to Dazza and Phil on this one. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about that? Like, give it as from a United fan's point of view first, because even though they say the magic of the FA Cup is the small fish getting the big fish.
Yeah.
Sometimes these days out have got to be,
So for fans like Phil that are able to go away, that's going to be brilliant, man. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's like the 1980s all over again, man. You get a Stone Island on. But no, I think it's a magical draw. I think it's a good draw for us. I see us getting through the next round, hopefully. But yeah, I just think.
You reckon?
Sometimes when you get these draws, you go through periods where you pick the same team all the time. You know, in Europe, you always get the same teams, and it's just nice to get somebody we've not played for a while. Do you know what I mean? It's just nice, and it's nice that Spurs get a good game against City in the draw, and Chelsea Villa, and all that. So there's two big teams going to be disappearing in the next round, and it just you start looking ahead. It's at this point you start looking ahead a wee bit, and you think we could go on a run here. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the draw.
Yeah, Phil.
Obviously, it's the magic of the FA Cup, and it's for a team like Eastleigh or Newport to be drawing one of the top dogs as such. In terms of, like Daz alluded to, fans like myself that are able to go. Newport holds 5,000 fans. I've got more chance of winning the lottery 2 times in a row than getting
We
a
were
ticket
talking
to
about
go
this
there.
earlier on, Phil. I wish they would switch the venue. They should give it to
Well,
Trafford.
I'd love to see him switch it purely for the revenue side of things, because they'll be set for the next 5 years, 10 years max.
There used to be a rule, or there used to be a condition in the FA Cup, and Daz would be able to correct me if I'm wrong here, that clubs such as Newport or Eastleigh or wherever you are in the football pyramid, you were able to borrow people's grounds that weren't in the cup to maximise, obviously, the viewings, the fans come in. But I think that's been blocked now.
So we were talking about this
Eastleigh,
before the pod started, Phil.
If you look at Eastleigh,
yeah,
they could use Southampton's. They could go to Southampton and say, "Can we use your ground?" Because they're not in the cup.
There also used to be a rule: if you were under 10,000, you could switch it. You could switch it round.
That's the rule I'm referring to.
Both teams agreed, and they'd done away with it.
Yeah,
which is just rubbish, man.
Yeah. So for me, it's very, very unlikely I'll get a ticket to that. But if I do, then it'd be great, obviously. But from an away fan point of view, it's pretty crap for them, because if that was played at Old Trafford, now this is the beauty for the FA Cup. This is why I love it. If that was played at Old Trafford, that would keep that football club going for the next 10 years, predominantly just on that one fixture. Yeah. And they'd get a bigger portion of our ground. Be a great day out for them. And that's what the FA Cup's about. Yeah. And it's just a shame. But they'll be happy with the draw, but they'll be kicking themselves it wasn't the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just think it's rubbish that rule's taken away. That you used to be able to switch it depending on the, like 5,000. Say it's Newport or Eastleigh, right? And they've got 5,000 seats. Yeah. You used to be able, as long as both agreed and they did a share of the ticket money and stuff like that. Honestly, man, it's such a bad rule. It's such a bad thing that they took that away.
Yeah, but they're getting rid of the replays next season as well, aren't they? So they're just ruining the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nah, like I say, it's what it's all about. No doubt they'll probably look to get it televised as well, wouldn't they? So yeah, that's what it's all about.
Man United, baby. Of course they want it.
I will say, it is a potential banana skin.
Absolutely is, by the way. Absolutely is. Let's not look too far ahead.
I'm not underestimating them.
You know, Phil, you sound to sound like fucking Benno, bro.
No.
It's fair to say they'll be up for it. They'll be up for it.
They'll have more of a fight than what we will. Their fans will drown us out because obviously the ground. No, they will. And you've seen plenty of giant killings in the past. And you've got
Southend. Remember Southend?
Fellow York City. I was there. York City. I was there.
Fucking Gaza, come on, bro. You see what's happening?
Terrible kick out, man.
Benno's negativity is fucking seeping into your pores, bro. What's going on?
3-1 we get beat. 3-1. You remember it? Jesus, man. Schmeichel's terrible kick out. Oh, fuck. Disastrous. Disastrous.
It's all about on the day.
Yeah.
Game of football.
Anyway, keeping it positive, we're looking towards the game on Sunday. Spurs at home. That Benno?
Mate.
Well, before you, will we give our guest a shout? On the
Yeah,
vid?
let's hear him. Let's hear him now, and then we can discuss that and our own stuff.
Yeah. So Harry Scarf, just for the viewers and listeners, he is an avid Spurs fan. I'd actually like to give him a shout out. So his podcast is called Scarfy Spurs Talk, and he's a huge advocate for autism, which is very close to my heart. As he himself is neurodiverse, and he also does a lot for autism awareness with his Twitter handle Autism Helpful. So big shout to you, young fella, and looking forward to chatting to you all things football as well as autism awareness. Harry, my 3-year-old daughter is actually autistic, and I'd love to go do a little bit of a deep dive with you at some stage into neurodiversity and liaise with you at some point in the future. All love, brother. But so that's my shout out to Harry, good man, and we're just gonna have a look at a clip. He's done a little clip for us. He sent me a clip, so his thoughts on the game.
Hi guys, Harry Scarf here. So Man United play Tottenham this Sunday, 14th of January, and I'm personally really looking forward to the game. Two top teams, obviously, in my opinion, people may disagree, but two top managers. They've done, I think, really well with their clubs. Erik ten Hag, especially last season, I think needs time this season and needs to be listened to in terms of the players he wants out the door and in the door, so I think it's the right manager. Man United will come into this game with confidence, as will Spurs, both off the back of two FA Cup third round wins, seeing them both in round 4. Man United more recently 2-0 away to Wigan Athletic, but in the Premier League wise, Man United be looking to come back. Last time out 2-1 defeat to Nottingham Forest, bit disappointed for them, especially for Erik ten Hag, just as the pressure was kind of quieting down a little bit, just good performance at Anfield, etc. And they've done all right, and then that comes that game against Nottingham Forest, and the pressure on him starts again. United's player I really like is Garnacho, and I'm going to go 1-1 with Garnacho opening the scoring for Man United, and for us. I think we're going to get an equaliser through Bentancur. I think he's such an important player to the way we're playing. It all went downhill for Conte after he got injured. But that is my thoughts. Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. But don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Absolute fair. Just want to point out. This guy is 15 years old. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Harry, top notch. But I disagree with you on the score.
I just want to say one thing though before you chime in. He talks more positively, and he's probably more well-rounded than any of some of our fucking fan base. So fair play to you, Harry, son. Fair play.
Yeah, and we'll look forward to having you at some stage on the pod to discuss it more. But just give us your thoughts. What do you reckon, Benno, on the game?
I think you look at the way Spurs have been playing this season, that they're going into games playing without fear. That seems to be what Postecoglou's installed into them. So I think it's going to kind of be one of these games where if we're on it, we need to make sure they're worrying about us rather than the other way around. But I think it's going to be a bit like the Chelsea game. I think it's going to be a bit back and forth, a bit like a basketball game, really. We're going to have to weather a bit of a storm with them. We know they're going to create chances. But the squad we've got, we should be beating them. We should be beating them at home. And it's another game that against another, top 6 or whatever opposition you want to call it, that we should be winning. I can't say I'm confident. I don't know how to feel towards it because I don't know who's going to turn. No, I don't. No, but you put your head in your hands, mate. I don't know which United side are going to turn up.
Every time, bro.
Mate, I just said to you though. I said
already.
I just said to you, are you back? Are you, Chase? Thanks for committing. I literally just said I can't say I'm confident, but I'm not also feeling. I'm literally just there in the middle with it because I don't know what's going to turn up if we play properly. I think them being an attacking team should suit us a little bit more. But it's going to come down to, and we spoke about it early from last night, it's the ability to take our chances. That's what it's going to come down to. I know that sounds like a real daft statement to make, but against the big boys at home, you have to take your chances. And if we don't, they're more than capable of punishing us. That's my thoughts.
I'm going to absolutely 100% agree with Benno.
Hang on. What's the date? 9th of January. 9th of January at 20:45. Me and Dad.
Are we going to turn into the fucking negative numpties or what?
No.
Go on, Dazza.
So I kind of agree with Harry Scarf's score prediction. I think it'll be one each. I think there'll be goals in it. I'm too scared to say we'll win the game because, like Benno said, I don't know what team's going to turn up and how they're going to play. But like Benno, this week I want to be proved wrong. I want to be proven wrong this week. I want them to go out there and absolutely smash the shit out of Tottenham. But I'm scared, man. I'm scared. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
You're scared. You're scared. Do you need a cuddle?
Yes, I do.
Benno, did you give a prediction on the score, by the way?
No, I didn't actually.
Go for it. Go.
Yeah, you did. Boy. Oh, nah. 2-2. We're gonna go Desmond.
Expected nothing less.
Go on, Philo.
Benno, me and you're gonna have to have words, mate. You stole my friend off me. What have you done to him? What have you done to him?
No, I'm positive. I'm positive.
I'll throw it, Dazza. I'll carry this can on my own, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll be with you all the way, Philo. Fuck them.
So, I think you're going to see a very open game. Attack from both sides. It's going to be very open. We've got a similar style to Spurs, and the fact that it's at Old Trafford after the back of the win in midweek and the performances from obviously a few players, I think we're going to have a good performance. I really, really do. I think it's going to be a game of chess. I think we're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it, and I think Spurs will do exactly the same. It's going to be an entertaining one, but I'm going 4-2 to United. I think there's goals in this.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, mate. I hope so too. Everything you said.
Sit the fuck down, Dazza. Boom, boom, boom.
We're playing chess while Benno and Daz are playing fucking checkers.
But in all fairness, my comments there pretty much echoed what Daz and Benno said. It's going to be very open.
Yeah.
It's just I've got the more optimism to get the 3 points. So it's a very similar comparison to what Daz and Benno said. In all fairness to them,
I wanted to say.
Go on then.
I just didn't have the confidence to say it.
Do it, Daz. I just do it.
We're fucking smash Spurs. We're fucking smash them. Nah, I'm sticking. 1-0. And 1-0 is a good result for Ten Hag. Just don't lose the game. Ten Hag's in a position just now. Don't lose the game.
Can you fucking repeat what you just said there?
Ten Hag cannot afford to lose games.
No. The other fucking thing.
It's a good result. 1-0.
Get fucked, will you?
Where we are realistically.
Fucking Spurs, will you stop? Fuck. We're gonna fucking smash them. 4-1 cunts.
There's another violation.
Yeah, you heard nothing. There was a technical difficulty. Oh, here, listen. Rasmus Højlund hat-trick incoming. Garnacho with a banger.
Putting too much pressure on
4-1. Watch the fucking space. Follow. Chaser, you're next.
5-1.
Well, bro.
5-1. 5-1. We're gonna go fucking YOLO. We're gonna smash the fuckers, and Benno's gonna go back to sleep.
This
Just to be clear to the viewers and the listeners, those rumors about me and Chase having edibles around 2 hours ago, fucking complete lies, right?
this isn't a competition. 5-1. We scored 18 goals all season.
Was it Dazza? Was it yourself? I think it was yourself, Phil, actually, that said we're gonna batter someone someday.
We are. I agree with that. We are.
We did.
I
We did. We scored two. We scored two against Wigan.
Don't forget how fucking Newcastle ripped through Spurs, and you know why they ripped through them? They play a massive high line. The pace we have, I can see it happening.
I see it. The big reason why, because Ange Postecoglou doesn't know how to play any other way. So correct
me if I'm wrong. Spurs dicked Newcastle.
Did they? No, they didn't. Did they?
Yeah.
Someone's got to Google that.
Which one was it? Was it?
2 minutes.
Dazza, get on Google. Chase, carry on, bro.
I'm on it.
No, as I said, as I was rudely interrupted by this prick. No, the way Ange Postecoglou plays, it's one way.
Someone's had a mare.
Wow.
In the words of Ange Postecoglou, mate.
Well, I got that wrong, but here, listen. For all the viewers, for all the viewers, it's okay to be wrong. Just hold your hands up. You know what I mean? Anyway, what was I gonna say? What? Yeah, Chase, did you finish up there, bro?
Well, we got Phil over there acting as Kenny, so. No, as I said, I think we can open up Spurs. They play one way. They don't know how to play any other way. We attack, we adjust, and we batter the fuck out of them.
I can just see it happening.
I hope you boys are right, and if you boys are right, I will fucking come on here next week and absolutely fall on my sword. I see a draw. A score draw. An entertaining score draw.
Yeah. Call me delusional, but I just like to fucking just believe that we're gonna fucking do.
Ask me 10 minutes before kickoff. I'm saying we're winning fucking 4-0.
Mate, we'll go 2-0 down, and you'll be more optimistic than you are now. Yeah, that will be. I mean, just going into the Spurs game on Sunday. I mean, what's everyone's thoughts on? I know we've kind of agreed that we're not going to discuss this in great detail until things are official, whatever you want to call it. But I reckon that obviously Jim Radcliffe is going to be there at the game on Sunday. What are your thoughts on this one, Dazza?
Be interesting if he's there. Be interesting because for all the pomp and ceremony and PR that's been spinning for the last 2 weeks, nothing's signed yet and stuff like that. But I know that you can still go, but it would kind of silence a lot of conspiracy theories if he turns up. I think. I mean, Dave Brailsford's been there. Jean-Claude Blanc was there last night with Captain Kirk or Patrick Stewart, whatever his fucking name is. So yeah, but I reckon if Jim Radcliffe goes to a game and he's pictured at the game, it's very interesting. I know we're not really going to talk about takeover stuff, and
I've heard through the grapevine. I've heard through the grapevine he will be fucking there, so we'll see. We'll see.
And the thing is, I think one thing I just want to say on it, I do want to get Phil's opinion on this one as well, but I think one thing for me that I just want to put in where we're potentially looking at a partial owner, investor, whatever you want to call them, being at Old Trafford more times in this past couple of weeks than the whole of the Glazer family in the whole time they've owned Man United.
I do have one question though to ask. If he comes to the match, is he going to juggle the ball on the pitch like Michael Knighton did all those back years?
The only thing I will say is Diogo Dalot mentioned it last night after the game. I don't know if you boys heard them talking about the new ownership and how they've already been in talking to them, the players, sharing ideas, sharing project ideas and project where they expect to go and stuff like that. And I find the whole thing really interesting, and probably we'll agree we'll do a proper deep dive pod into it when we know what's what. Because just now,
when it's done and dusted, we'll review it.
I just find it interesting. Diogo Dalot was talking about.
When it's all signed, all that stuff, when it's all, we'll talk about that. But I don't, wouldn't doubt it that he's there at the match.
He'll be there.
What's your thoughts, Phil?
Watch the space.
Don't see what difference it makes. He's been at Old Trafford for the last, week, 2 weeks, whatever it was. He's already spoke to the manager. He's already spoke to the players. He's spoke to Kath on reception. You name it. He's spoke to everybody within that club already.
As we all know,
I don't think it make a difference. You obviously heard the chants last night at Wigan. Glazers out. The message still stays the same. 100% from to be gone.
Yeah.
I think if they're going to do anything, they'll walk him onto the pitch. They've done it before. They've done it with recent signings, and they'll want to get the crowd. They want to try and start turning the crowd a bit now. So I think you might see him walk onto the pitch if he is there, or he'll be introduced in some form. But I don't think that'll make a difference to the crowd. I think it will still be Glazers out.
Yeah, we know.
Which is where it should be.
We know the feelings.
To be clear, that it was still Glazers out. We still want all of the Glazers out and all that kind of stuff. And we don't stop until we get into them all.
Yeah, full sign only, and that's always been the message from the 58 as well. Big up the 1958 as always, and that's always been the message. Anyone saying that the 58 are happy with this and blah blah fucking blah, shut the fuck up, will you? You don't have a clue what you're talking about. Yeah, but no, they won't stop, and we won't stop. Full sail only until they're all gone. End of story.
Listen, all I'm going to say is just wait for the 58 to make an announcement.
Yeah. Watch the space.
Yeah. And speaking of announcements, let's discuss the January window. We've got a few minutes to talk about this one. Obviously, it looks like you've got Sancho is pretty much nailed on to be leaving on loan. We've obviously no option to buy, is what they seem to be saying. Where it looks like United are going to be covering around about a third of his wages, so I don't think that's too bad until we kind of know things long term, what's going on. I don't want to focus on Sancho, if I'm being honest with you, because I think we spoke about him quite a lot. Our thoughts are out there, what we feel. The ones I want to kind of dive into a little bit more, just quickly, is obviously the Anthony Martial deal. Do we feel that he has to go for somebody to come in up front, or do we need a striker anyway? And obviously the likes of Hannibal. I'm going to start with Hannibal, and I said this to some of you boys last night. When the final whistle went last night, he was right at the bottom of the pitch, and he seemed to storm right down the tunnel. And a couple of you were, no, I didn't see that. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of sympathise with him a little bit because the game was done. Why are you bringing somebody like that on with 5 minutes to go? It's...
Can I just...
If he's not in the plan...
He wouldn't turn down an FA Cup final winners medal, though, for that 5 minutes, though, would he?
Oh, no, absolutely not. If he's still here.
But at 2-0, the game isn't done. It's not done. It's not.
Yeah, but you're not talking about a 16-year-old academy lad. You're talking about a lad that's played first team football for Man United this season.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm sort of saying. It's like with all due respect, when he brought Forson on with a couple of minutes to go, yeah, okay, you're giving a young kid his debut. You're giving the chance to put his socks on and go out as a Man United player. Hannibal's played Premier League and Champions League minutes for Man United.
But that's what you.
If he ain't in his plan, if he ain't in his plans, I've said this for a while. If he's not in his plans, he might as well go. Like, I'd like to see it work. I'd like to see it work for the lads, but there's no point keeping someone for the sake of keeping them. Send him out on loan or sell him if he ain't good enough.
For me,
I've got something to say about this when it's more time.
For me, 5 minutes left. Until the whistle blows, that's when it's over. Don't be an arrogant fucking prick. Stomp your boots. I don't give a fuck if you've started Champions League minutes and that. When your name is called, you go out there. You do your job.
No, but you're missing the point, though, Chase, is all I'm saying. We're not talking about a young lad making his debut.
To me, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. You could be Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I wouldn't give a fuck. You get your name called. You go out there. You don't stomp your feet. You don't be an arrogant prick.
You certainly don't storm down the fucking tunnel.
Oh no, mate. I'm not saying I agree with that, but for me, it's quite telling. But what I'm saying is, if the fact that he's either, if he's not in his plans, why is he getting him involved anyway? If he's not in his plans at all, if the plan is to get rid of him. But two, if he is in your plans, why is he not playing longer? That's what I'm sort of saying. It's a bit of a tricky one with him. What do you do with Hannibal? What do you do with him? Is he good enough to play for Man United? Phil, come on, you get your hand up.
Fucking wrong, so.
No, he's not good enough himself. And my point on this one is that we've held on to so many players. Now, you lot are going to turn on me now. We've held on to so many young, promising players that we've brought in under the academy, and we keep loaning them out. Ahmad, Palestri, Hannibal. Hannibal, 3 seasons. Diallo, I think is Ahmad's 5th season with us, I believe. 4th, maybe. Palestri, again, 4 seasons. What's the point in just keep sending them out on loan? I'd just rather just get rid of them and get some talent in that we can actually use.
Yeah,
It's
no,
clear,
mate,
it's clear they're not making the cut. If they're not making the cut now, when you've got Kobe Maino and the likes of Garnacho at their ages doing what they're doing, there's levels.
Yeah,
I'd rather get some players in that we're going to use that are talented, and we can actually get the benefit of having them. But their prime, their typical Glazer purchases to develop and make money on them. They're not using it for the football benefit. They're using it for the commercial benefit.
Cattle market, isn't it?
Yeah. So all those 3. If you're not going to use them, get them off the books, and get people in that you are going to use.
So I think that brings to the thing then. I mean, can you realistically, can you see us doing any business with the players we've got coming back from injury? I said this the other week, and I hate using this. Is it going to be like new signings? The likes of Casemiro, Mount, Martinez coming back into the squad, or do we still need to go and get a bit more for the rest of the season?
The squad needs rebuilding.
Yeah.
Let's not make this into anything more than it is. You've got Casemiro who's aging, Varane who's aging, Johnny Evans who's aging. That's your spine.
Yeah.
You got Martial who can't fucking. Well, you know my thoughts on him. I'm not gonna go there again, but that's your spine. Your striking midfielders and your defenders.
What do we do then? This is an open question for everyone. What do we do from a striker's point of view? Let's say this January, hypothetically, do you go and sign a aged, experienced, proven, whatever, to kind of come in just to kind of, fill the gaps as such? So the likes of Højlund isn't starting every game, or he can come on, or do you just go and sign the young player that you want as well? What do we do? Phil, Dazzy, you had your hand up.
I'd be. I know there's some people wouldn't be, but I'd be all over Benzema. If there's a deal to be done there, I'd be all over Benzema. I think the young kid that you want to give the chance to is Rasmus Højlund. I think you bring another youngster in, you're cutting him loose. And I think Rasmus Højlund, honestly, clip this, bookmark this. That kid has got the ability to be one of the best strikers in the world, right? Yeah. He just needs to be taught. He just needs to be shown, and he needs to be allowed to develop. And we're in a position where I think we're hurting him by playing him every week. But we need to play him because we've got nobody else. But could you imagine if you had Benzema in the training ground with that kid every day? And you know there's a stat about they don't pass to Højlund. Benzema would demand the ball.
Yeah.
And Højlund would see him demanding the ball and learn that whole process. And I used this analogy last week, Phil, on the pod you were in here. In Wayne Rooney's book, he talks about when Larsson came to United for 10 weeks, and he learned more off Larsson in 10 weeks than he did off any other coach in 10 years.
Yeah,
I think if it would be done for Benzema, we should be all over it. All over it.
Yeah. Killian, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah. I echo. I don't want to go into this too much again because we already covered it in the last podcast. But yeah, Benzema, bro, has to be 6-month deal, easy. The impact he has on the pitch and off the pitch.
And it's crucial. A Glazer kind of deal, isn't it? It's a Glazer deal.
Oh yeah,
last week it is a Glazer deal, but it's a deal. It's the deal that makes sense, and we discussed Dybala as well. I think
whether
you just bring the two of them in, I get the two of them, bring them in.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Glazer deal or not, the fact of the matter is, you bring in someone like Benzema benefits us quickly.
That's what I'm saying. They should be able to do it. The Glazer kind of deal.
It puts us in a good position. We know he can still score goals. We know he can still demand the ball, play well, off the pitch, in the dressing room. So, easy 6 months. Easy 6 months. Bring him in.
Where do you? I mean, one name I do want to bring up, which is on the incoming kind of supposed targets list, is the is it Choupo-Moting from Bayern Munich. Is that the kind of deal that we're going to have to go down? Yeah, are we going to have to get somebody that is not going to get in Højlund's way as such? But I mean, I hate to say it, and this isn't me saying that I want to sign him or blah blah blah. If he was that shit, he would not be playing for Bayern Munich. Is that what we're gonna do? I know there's been the talk about because of his contract, we'd have to sign him as opposed to loan him or something like that. But I'm struggling to see where we do any business this window. I really am.
We were linked with the Lille striker yesterday, Jonathan David. I don't know. I personally don't know much about that bloke.
I think we've been linked with him every year for about the last decade, and I've always said this: if he was that good, he would have moved from Lille a lot longer ago.
I think
the fact he's still there speaks it all.
I think he's decent, 25, around that age, decent. Not what we're looking for, but he's decent.
On what basis?
I would say his strengths are his feet work on the ball, very good on the ball.
I'll be straight up. I don't know who the fuck he is.
Chase watches a lot of Lille, so he's the man to go to on this one.
I was just interested to see how his comments were her, but I've never heard of him.
He's not a funny man.
That's why I said he's decent, but he's not the best. He's not the one you would bring in as him and Højlund. He's not that type. He wouldn't be that type of player. But as I've said before, I don't think we do any business in January. The only business I can see us doing is a loan out and maybe a sell or two, and that's it. And you wait till the summer. That's it.
Yeah. Anything else anybody wants to add before we go on to our final part of the show?
It was fucking Chelsea who blew them away. Spurs. I found it, you fuckers. I'm not getting buried without a fight, right? I was checking.
Mate, you've got your own spade, man. You've got your own spade.
I do have to ask. It took you that long, bro?
No, I just forgot about it because you were talking shit and I got bored, bro.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, seeing as to kind of liven the mood, then, Jace, the floor is yours. It is time for your "Can you hear me now?" moment of the week. Let's go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. El Tigre is here for your "Can you hear me now?" and sit down moment of the fucking week. You ready? Well, I've seen a lot more passion and fight and hunger from a 70-year-old grandmother on Black Friday fighting over a fucking Hoover than I've seen Rashford fight for that badge the entire time.
Hell, here we go again.
Boring.
Sit the fuck down and go.
Can you hear me now? Huh?
Can you hear me now, bro?
Oh, mate.
I think realistically, Chase, I think you're gonna have to come up with some new content. But to be fair, at least you respected the viewers this week, and you dropped less C-bombs. So yeah,
That does stop beating just as fast with the violations.
yeah.
There were a lot of
Chaser.
violations. There were a lot of violations.
Thank you.
But
Right.
no, you'll be pleased to know everything has been ticked off from my side. So, Killian, over to you.
Bang on, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed our latest magnificent 24/7 Red podcast. It's been a pleasure. Myself, Benno, Dazza, Chase, and Philo. Good night and God bless. Lots of love. Up the fucking Reds on Sunday. Come on!
5-1.